So, before I go on to demonstrate the technique, I want to explain some terminology to you. Your arms can rotate internally or externally. What is happening in poor posture is the arms internally rotate. When I stand in that disempowered position, you can see how my shoulders are rounded forward, representing only even a slight internal rotation. When you look at my upper back from behind, you will see how my shoulder blades separate towards the outside and they almost disappear into the landscape of back muscles. Interestingly, if you look at my front now, my posture seems okay. But if you look from the side, you can see just a little rounding. So you can see how your body can start to begin the slippery slope down toward causing permanent postural damage. Now watch what happens when I externally rotate my upper arms. From the side you can see how the shoulders move back, lengthens the neck, and also the shoulders move down and back posteriorly. You can see how the elbows even bend just a little bit. The breastbone appears to lift itself up. This has one of the greatest benefits to your practice and to your life. The chest cavity opens up and your lungs find it so much easier automatically to inflate because they have more space into which they can expand with less resistance. Looking from behind, the shoulder blades also position themselves down and back and more towards the center. Now let's watch what happens when I piece these actions together. Watch as I externally rotate my arms from the front and then from the side and behind. I like to call this putting your elbows in your back pockets, or elbows in your back pockets in only 5 words. Now, there is a fundamental difference in the way you can use this in your yoga asana practice and in your life outside the studio. When you're out and about, you simply put your elbows in your back pocket by externally rotating your upper arms. In the studio, however, you can choose to externally rotate your arms right from the shoulder through your upper arm and forearm and down to your hands. I've definitely come up against some certain die-hard yoga types who swear by this method and others who strangely are against this method. Whether you decide to rotate your lower arms or not, the inside of your elbows are better facing forward to some degree. I recommend you try it for yourself. Thousands of my students can't be wrong. If you were standing in class and your palms are facing completely inward or at all facing backward to even a tiny degree, there is no question about it. You have to make a change to at least externally rotate your upper arms. Why? Because energetically and anatomically, you'll be doing yourself a favor. And I want to give you proof of that right now. Even if you don't know what they are or where they are, it's important to use your rotator cuff muscles with care and caution. Otherwise, the wrong movements will damage them, bruise them, or eventually tear them by squishing those muscles between the scapula, the shoulder blade, and the humerus, your upper arm. Let's put that into action. Holding my arm in that normal posture where the shoulders are sort of rounded forward, I'm going to lift my arm up until I feel resistance, keeping my hand facing in. Now notice I can only lift it up to about 120 degrees. This is the point at which damage can start to happen. Now watch that again as I do it, this time externally rotating my upper arm only. I can bring my arm to a similar height, 120 degrees only. Now for the third time I'm going to externally rotate my arm right down through to the fingertips. Watch how effortlessly I can lift my arm right up over my head. As I said before, some people don't agree with this last technique of rotating the lower arm and palms along with the upper arm. But once again, remember what it was like when I only rotated my upper arm only. In order to safely bring my arms up over my head, I must rotate my arms and my forearms externally, otherwise I risk real damage. So if you or your teacher has been someone who is advised against keeping your palms forward toward the mirror, listen to my reasoning. Why shift your lower arms into position at the very last instant just as you lift your arms? If you're already standing in the anatomical, efficient and correct position which conserves your energy, and all you have to do is lift your arms, why would you bother to add in the extra movement externally rotating the forearms every time you want to lift your arms up over your head. Once again, you decide. For me, I find that when my upper and lower arms are externally rotated, I'm energetically in a receptive physiological position, mirroring the classic Shavasana when I'm lying on my back. I feel so relaxed and vibrantly alive. I like the way my arms gently oscillate and are feeling light and free. When my palms face inward at all, my energy feels trapped. So, to recap, external rotation of the arms not only has you breathing more deeply and transforming your posture and your yoga practice, the action will also vastly improve the safety and efficiency of your poses with your arms up over your head. The shoulders get positioned down and back. The neck muscles get decompressed and the neck lengthens. A whole raft of muscles start to feel more relaxed and at peace in the head, neck, shoulders and your back. No wonder you look and feel great. Your body is a complex nexus of structures, so fixing an imbalance will affect other areas of the body. Most likely, you will experience less headaches, less aches in general. Maybe you'll grind your teeth less. Gone will be that niggle in your lower back, that pain in your neck. Your headaches will most likely disappear. You'll not grind your teeth as much, and that regular or persistent pain in your shoulders and back, maybe down the leg or foot aches, will melt away. And because of that amazing link between your physiology and your emotions, you will notice your general feeling of well-being will skyrocket instantly. Talk about a quick fix. To tell you the truth, when I throw my elbows in my back pockets, I actually feel myself inwardly and outwardly smile. A quick word of warning though, it may take a little while for you to open your shoulders up so that it routinely feels great. You do have to practice. Initially, it may feel forced, largely because you have to retrain the muscles in your head, your neck, your shoulders and your back to hold you up in a slightly different way. Once they are trained, however, your regular hot yoga classes are generally sufficient to keep you in top condition. But be aware of dissenters. Take a look at their postures. If you don't admire the way they're standing, then give my way a go. A wonderful thing about this position is that it opens up your solar plexus. Your chest exposes your heart center more effectively. These are those areas that you tend to protect when you're feeling scared or anxious, depressed or vulnerable in any way. Experiencing the kind of sensations that have you wanting to curl up and protect yourself. So, if you're feeling up to it, you can start to play with this dynamic anywhere or anytime you feel safe. Now, this is usually in yoga class where you already are working on your own enlightenment. You can even try it when you're just feeling emotionally bound up by some trigger. Try it. Externally rotate the arms, expose the chest, elongate the neck, and lift the breastbone. Start to be in control of the intensity of your emotional cleansing. Release what's inside of you and dare to make great changes to your own well-being using this wonderful tool. Feel how you can literally open up your heart and body and have a much freer sense of energy flow through you to connect you with life, prana, your life force, your breath. Initially, I heard students ask me how on earth 5 little words could change their lives outside the studio. Try elbows in your back pockets and see how this is a truly transformational experience. And if, like me, you can trigger it to come on automatically whenever you see someone else with poor posture, or whenever you feel safe enough to open yourself up, then we can be agents of change out there in the streets too. Namaste.